So, let's see if we can find something else about Gen X that we can all be happy about and watch. Lord knows I've been trying. Hey, maybe I'm stupid and I don't know how to entertain you people, but I do have a new idea. Some of the video games through Gen X through them years, part 1. So let's take a stroll down memory lane. Let's be honest here. We had some awesome video games for sure. So do we start with how awesome a game was, or do I get silly and do it like chronologically like I have some sort of tism? Which my wife tells me I probably have. She thinks I have the tism for sure. Screw it, I'm a silly goose. Let's just get into this and stop boring everyone. I looked at my analytics and I'm lucky if someone watches for more than 2 minutes. So let's get it going here. Alright, Battlezone. This game was silly awesome. My video doesn't do vector graphics justice on this, but look up vector graphics sometimes, or go play a vector graphic video game. They were awesome. My old man kicked ass at this game, but I had to stand on a goddamn milk crate to even play. Even with the aid of the milk crate, I still sucked. And apparently this game was so effective that the DoD contracted the game developers at Atari to help them build tank simulators for the US military. That must be some good game if you got the attention of them scary guys. And what about Dragon's Lair? That game was way ahead of its time. But holy shit, it was hard. Or it's just another game I suck at. I have the one on Xbox One. I still haven't beat that thing yet. I gotta say though, Don Bluth was a visionary. I wish his company made more games than they did. Honorable mentions while we're here on Dragon's Lair. There was part 2. That, like, time travel one that was all weird Alice in Wonderland. And Space Ace, great fucking games, man. Love Space Ace, love Dragon's Lair, love Dragon's Lair 2. Great games. We haven't even talked about any of the home gaming products that came out in our younger years yet. So what about Doom? Fucking Doom. Doom, that game was awesome. I can't even tell you how many hours I put into that game. One of the last PC games that I remember having to boot up through on a DOS prompt though. Yeah, I'm showing my age by mentioning a DOS prompt. Do kids even know what that is? Or does Grandpa need to shut the fuck up and move on? I don't know, but even the new games, rip and tear, man. Rip and tear. Awesome stuff. While we're around here on home gaming, do you remember Empire Strikes Back on Atari 2600? Oh man, that was awesome. Empire Strikes Back on the Atari 2600. Thing had total potato graphics, but it was still hella fun. I guess you just really gotta use your imagination when you're playing. But hey, our generation, we worked with what we had, right? And now that just reminded me of the Star Wars arcade game. That was pretty sick. Now this one is another vector graphics game like Battlezone, but way more fluid animations, way cleaner and faster than Battlezone. They actually had that great like little audio bit with the Red 5 standing by quote. Fucking awesome, man. I think the first time I played this was in that arcade that was near Space Mountain. Like, you'd see that whole arcade when you're going up the queue, up the escalators, when you're in queue to go on Space Mountain. And I scoped out that game. my parents were hella annoyed. Hella annoyed. Because I wanted to play video games instead of go on the attractions. I'd say rides, but Disney gets mad. They're attractions, not rides. But they cut me some slack because I had never seen the game before, and it was fucking awesome.
Shell shock.
And now while we're on Disneyland arcades, I discovered in that same arcade, the game I discovered was Tron. That game had the coolest cabinet and joystick. And you gotta remember, people, we did kind of have potato graphics back then. So it really did matter when you were a kid whether the cabinet and the joystick looked cool. It even had a little twisty thing, too. A little twisty thing. I mean, I totally sucked at the game, but I was young, and it was pretty fucking cool, because it had 4 game options. Light cycles, which I sucked at. Then there were the tank battles. I also sucked at that one, too. They basically also had a game option that was... It basically was a complex version of Breakout. Yes, guess what? I sucked at that, too. And lastly, they had the spider shooting game. Oh my god, I was absolutely abysmal at that. You know, I was pretty young when it came out, so I really sucked at it. But I still adore that game. When it finally got to the bodega I lived by, I would drag up a milk crate to stand on so I could play it. That's how young I was. And I don't think you can get more 80s than that game. I don't think you can get more 80s than Tron, the game, or the movie. Uh-oh. So because I suck at so many of the earlier games, what was I good at? Street Fighter 2. I was pretty okay at that. So first of all, I always played as Chun-Li. Don't bust my balls, yeah, I played as the chick. But you could destroy people pretty goddamn easily with that fast kick she did. Especially if they had the setting set where you could jump up in the air, stay up in the air, and still do the fast kick. But that game could cause some real hostilities when you're at an arcade or a pool hall. You could be playing a single player game, and any little rubberneck could walk up and drop a quarter in and play against you while you're trying to play your single player game. And whoever won could keep playing on single player. But if you wanted to get your game back, you'd have to drop a quarter in and play against that guy again and beat him. But the fights I saw break out over this feature, that could be a video in itself. I saw so many fist fights over someone dropping a quarter in, beating someone up in the game, and then the other guy just going apeshit. I mean, if you ask me, that is pretty fucking clever of the game developers. Like that 2-player function. Like, the thing was a goddamn quarter eater. If everyone gets upset and they want to keep their game or they want to take over the game, everyone's just dropping quarters in. I think it's fucking brilliant, man. I want to hear what video games you guys loved from our youth. Whether it's arcade, Sega Genesis, Nintendo, Atari 2600, even pinball machines, because I know I overlooked some major pinball games. So let me know. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Please check out the supers and the memberships. If I even have it set up correctly, I don't know what I'm doing, so check it out. and good night.